Hey, this is Marty McCoy and you're watching the Daedalus Project.
What are your thoughts on the state of music industry today?
Gosh, you got about 2 hours. It's weird. You know, it's like we're still playing and we're still doing our thing, and there's a lot of places that we do really well at, and then there's a lot of places that the radio stations are gone, and the places that used to support us are gone, and rock's in a weird place. It's definitely not 1980 anymore when you have a single in the top 20s and you be on a jet plane, and but there's this band still doing it, you know, Five Finger Death Punch and Breaking Benjamin, and there's some new exciting bands coming out like Nothing More and Highly Suspect. And
I love Nothing More.
So
we caught them at Dirt Fest last year,
So
2014.
yeah.
They're just amazing. They blew my mind.
Yeah, they're awesome, and so there's, I mean, it's not the way it used to be. So you got to tour smarter and get creative with the way that you push your records these days, and I'm fine with that, you know.
When you first hit the pavement as a new band,
yes,
what did you find worked to earn fan loyalty?
There's a lot of bands out there that work really hard and sound really good, and then there's a lot of bands that are awful, and it's like people say, you know, it's the music scene around here sucks. It's like, practice with your band more than once a week and do the things that the bands that you grew up loving did. What we did to draw a fan base is we practice, and when we play the shows, we sounded good and we were tight, and people were like, oh shit, this is, you know, not a bunch of dudes that can't play up there screaming their heads off.
Do you think it would work as well today?
Anymore, it's more about, you know, fan interaction, and the millions and millions of dollars that used to be able to be poured into bands and develop bands aren't there anymore, and you know,
so many people trying to be musicians.
Yeah,
spread thin. Being an established artist in the industry, what is one piece of unique advice that you would like to share with any bands trying to make it on their way in the scene today?
In certain markets, I am an established artist, and it's glorious. And then, you know, certain places we go, no one's ever heard of us, so I'm still figuring it out on a day-to-day basis. A lot of times you get to a place and you're like, this should be an amazing show, and then you find out that Tool's playing next door. And that's where everybody's going to say, planning is very important. Like I said, it's not like it used to be. You can't be the 18-year-old kid that just gets drunk, dude, and parties and goes plays shows and sells out stadiums and all that stuff. It's like you have to be very business savvy and very aware of what's going on in your career. I mean, down to every little tiny detail.
I've noticed a lot of the younger musicians nowadays are very clean cut in comparison to the 80s, 90s. Especially the 80s with all the drugs and the rock and roll
and they're not getting drunk every night.
Yeah, they're very business savvy, like you said.
They're on their iPhones, taking care of all the details, and I guess my advice would be just you know, work really hard, write good songs, and then take care of every tiny little aspect of everything, from your touring to your merch to your website, and interact with your fans. It's like, it's cool if you got 70, 80,000 likes on Facebook, but if you don't talk to those people on a daily basis, it doesn't matter. People have to plan ahead, and people have jobs, and you know, the economy is in a weird place, and people don't have the throwaway money that they used to, so people are picking their concerts that they're going to. And, I mean, there's still people that go to, you know, 2 and 3 shows a week, or, you know, 5 shows a month, but it's not like that anymore. It's a total different vibe, and there's so many different things going on with the electronic music, and rap's so big, and you know what I mean. It's like rock and roll is not the king as it once was, even 10, 15 years ago. There's a place for rock, and I love it. Signed to TBT Records. That was a big deal to us because they had Seven Dust and Nine Inch Nails and all that stuff, and that was really cool. One of the big moments is when TBT went bankrupt, and it was over. Like, you know, everybody said it's over for those guys. It's over for those guys, and it was hard. We had 2 years where we had to fight in court and everything, and to try to get our music back. And then the song "Bury Me With My Guns" came out, and it changed everything. It was like, in your fucking face.
Right.
We're back, and we did it without anybody. Did it on our own, and nothing against the record labels. The money's not there anymore like it used to be.
With technology now, personal production so easy.
And just with TVT going bankrupt, which was the biggest independent label in the world, it was really scary. It's like any day now, who knows what's going to happen with the record industry? It could all go bankrupt. It could be some dude on his laptop is the biggest artist in the world, and nobody needs a record label anymore. And so it was kind of scary. But when that song came out, it changed everything. It was being spun on radio. Every radio station that spun it, it went to #1 on, and it was just like, all right. Just this week, I had some magical moments where I was like, this is the best job in the world. And like any job, you know, it's a lot of fun. Sometimes you're like, wish I was home, or wish I could sleep in today. But
new album coming out, or it just came out?
It's out. Yeah, it's out. Yeah, anything that moves.
Where can they get it right now, chain-wise?
As far as CD stores, I don't. Do you have any stores that sell CDs anymore?
I don't know if they do. No, FlyE maybe, but
yeah,
are you guys on iTunes, Spotify,
all that stuff?
Nation.
You can actually hit our website up and get a physical copy, or CD Baby's pretty amazing.
What's that website?
Our website is theofficialbobaflex.com, and then Bobaflex on Facebook, the one with the blue check mark. That's us. Yeah, you can get our CD pretty much anywhere. You can get them at live shows, where the people that come to live shows actually want the physical copies.
That's right.
It's pretty amazing that people still want the artwork and looking at everything. It's awesome. I love every second of it. I mean, I get to play guitar and sing all day. So
getting a little more personal.
All right.
Put a little more of a personal touch on this. What influenced you to become a musician?
My dad played bluegrass when I was a kid, and it was just always around, and there'd be all these cool musicians in the house, and I just
That's really cool.
was always around it and thought that, you know, I had a couple jobs when I was younger. I'd listen to the old timers that said, you know, got to work 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day, it's miserable. So I was like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
And I knew it at a young age, and I just always wanted to, you know, I'd always been around music and always had a good time doing it. And
so that
when I got my first guitar, I was like, okay, this is it.
Where did your love for music begin? With your father and bluegrass,
yeah,
right?
My father and all the old Bob Seger records, and my drummer and I grew up, I mean, like literally 40 yards from each other, and we got into the Pink Floyd records. The day he got his drum kit, he could play it. I don't know how that happened. That's not the way it went the day I got my guitar.
Right.
It wasn't like that, but we just, you know, just always wanted to play music and just always thought it was fun, and it has been fun. It's something that took up, you know, about 10 hours a day of my life for the last, you know, I don't know, 20 years.
Thank you for talking with us. I got one more question.
Yeah, sure.
To wrap it up. How has being a musician affected your life?
Even on bad days, like even on Sundays in Detroit, when the crowds are small, it's like you know, I get to play guitar and I get to sing and I get to do it with my friends, and it's a blast. Being in the studio is a blast. People are so nice to you, and tonight a guy brought us venison chili and bottles of liquor and cameras for our trailer because we got broke into not long ago, and I don't have to take shit from some boss every day that I don't like. I get to make my own schedule, and like I said, my guitar's in my hand every single day, and I get to sing. And sometimes you're playing in really big clubs, sometimes you're playing in really small clubs, sometimes you're playing in front of 8,000 to 70,000 people, and there's nothing like it. I don't have a time card, and do whatever I want. It's pretty rad. McDonald's gets a little old, and
yeah.
Fast food gets a little old, and sleeping in the vehicle bouncing down the highway sometimes can be a little annoying, but nothing like being at a normal job. And it's just amazing. It's been positive, even with the ups and downs of the music industry. It's like there's still magical moments every day, and I thank my lucky stars every day that this is what I'm allowed to do, that I do it with my brother and some of my best friends, and have a supportive girl at home, and it's pretty awesome. I like it a lot.
Come check out Bobaflex next time they're in town.
Absolutely.
You're missing out.
Yeah, we'll be back. We like Michigan's just cool, man. Michigan's still just rock and roll, just a state full of cool rock clubs and far out sound dudes, and it's awesome. So we love Michigan. It's a great place for music, and we'll be back as often as possible.
Thank you for sitting down and talking
Absolutely.
with us. It was such a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Look forward to seeing you going on next.